Good evening mga ka-privacy. Welcome back to another episode ng Privacy in the Spotlight. And this month, we are celebrating the National Children's Month. Kaya ang ating pag-uusapan is Privacy is the Best School Policy. And ang focus po natin ay yung mga issues and frequently asked questions related sa school, no? Kasi both physical and virtual learning process na yung ating school ngayon, no? And we have Miss Cornely Rakitico, the Compliance Officer for Privacy ng Philippine Science High School Main Campus. Hi ma'am, kumusta po?
Hi ma'am, kamusta rin po? Good evening po sa inyo.
Kamusta ma'am ang Pisay? Parang may good news po kayo
Yeah, recently we won the Philippine Quality Award, Level 3 recognition. It's the highest award for quality management or for any institution in the country. So,
wow.
We're still on cloud 9 no, because of this win. No? So, good thing ngayon niyo ako inimbita.
Para saan po yun, ma'am? I'm interested. Paano po yung award? For educational, lang po ba to? Or
it's for us to demonstrate really our commitment to excellence. And of course, it also helps us boost our reputation as the leading science high school in the Asia-Pacific region. And of course, it's also a way for us to reflect on our best practices and how we can also eventually be an inspiration to other institutions to really do their best. And data privacy is actually one of the efforts or one of the programs that binida namin dun sa award na yon.
So this is not just for educational sector or academe?
Not really, no. So even private institutions, companies usually ang nananalo, no. But we're very lucky na we're the first high school to actually get this award, no. So we're really ecstatic about it.
Congratulations po, ma'am.
Thank you so
inyo,
much.
And of course sa entire Pisay na system po ba or yung
main campus?
Main campus. Congratulations po.
And binida namin ng NPC doon as being one of our partners ever since.
Wow. So speaking of partners or yung mga programs po ninyo, tell us more po yung programs ninyo when it comes to data privacy.
Since we started in 2021, sorry na NPC, 2021 lang kami nag-start
Medyo
mag-comply.
Late po kayo, but
no?
it's okay.
But the system already has its manual, has had its manual naman, starting the 2012 mandate. No? But when I started being trained for data privacy as a compliance officer for privacy for our school, that's when we started bit by bit complying truly with the mandates of DPA 2012. So, we started joining you in your celebration of privacy awareness. Week sa inyo, but kami a month, para mas ma-establish talaga yung culture of privacy. So, sabi nga nila, we start them young. So, grade 7 students pa lang, we already trained them on data privacy.
Ito po ba ay kasama din dun? I remember it was 2023 or I think 2023 na ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
Na we had the Kabataan Digital Campaign
Yes,
po
we
sa
love
inyo.
that program po, no. That time, grade 11 yung audience, no, because they were the ones who weren't able to attend the training nung unang-una, nung grade 7 or 8 sila, dapat sila nandun, no, but they weren't able to attend the training.
And sobrang active ng mga bata.
Naubos po ba yung energy nyo?
Sobrang nila, as in
we're so curious, no, about data privacy.
Interesting.
It's something that they don't learn kasi in school and in textbooks, no, so it's something that's still surprisingly new to them, and as innocent as they are, they're really curious about. Actually, hindi curious. Mas takot sila dahil, oh my God, since then pala, I've been doing it wrongly. I've not been respecting other people's rights when I screenshot my chatmates' information or something like that.
So, it's very interesting din po kasi in a way na they are kids. So, kuminsan, yung mga adults, hindi nga masyadong nagpe-pay attention. But the kids right now, even sa ibang schools din na napupunta namin, they are curious, no, kung ano yung mga pwede and hindi pwede. And speaking po doon, may mga tanong dito that I think pwede nyo po i-share kung ano po yung ginagawa ninyo sa inyong institution when it comes to this kind of mga situation o scenario. No? May tanong dito po. Okay, for example, may nagdala ng smartphone sa loob ng classroom at ginagamit ito para kumuha ng picture ng seatmate nang hindi nagpapaalam. Paano nyo po kaya ito nire-regulate or is it allowed sa policy ng Pisay or ano pong ginagawa ninyo as an institution? Pinagbabawalan nyo ba yung mga students or okay lang din naman na magdala ng phones?
Magandang tanong yan kasi nung bata tayo, di ba pag may field trip,
Bawal.
ang hilig
Oo.
natin pinipicturean yung mga seatmates or busmates natin na natutulog pag field trip, no? So, we have a device use policy in our school. Dati ang tawag ay acceptable use, but shorter is device use policy. And it's stated there that the teachers have the right or they have the say whether they can use their phones in class. Especially, of course, it's already difficult to restrict the students to not use their phones at all or
Siyempre, STEM
laptops.
po kayo, tama.
Especially in our
Oo.
case, we're a STEM school.
You
We
use
teach
technology.
technology's
Oo.
importance in
It's
society. No?
Very ironic kung hindi kayo magpapagamit ng
Exactly.
phones.
But of course, there are pros and cons to that. No? So it's just hard to regulate it. But of course, once the teachers have the rules in their classroom policies, they are stated explicitly, and the teachers are consistent with their implementation, I don't think that that's a problem. And our discipline office, now it's called student conduct office, hindi na discipline office. So they're very vigilant sa mga improper use of devices. We also have designated areas where they can use their devices. And syempre, ito yung mga places na may mga teachers, may mga staff na tumitingin like library. So, regulated but unlike in other schools, hindi siya talaga totally banned because we recognize the importance naman. No?
Of
But
technology.
of course, we tell in the orientations, in the training with grade 7 students, we tell them you're not supposed to do that with your classmates without consent. So, starting grade 7, they know the concept of consent already. Even if it's just for fun or for school purposes, they know their boundaries already, no, starting grade 7.
Hindi lang basta-basta. So, how did the students po accept this? Or ano yung reaction nila doon sa regulated yung paggamit ng phones?
At first, when we start, 2018 ako nag-start sa Philippine Science, meron parang may mga reactions yung mga bata na, but eventually, natanggap nila that there is really a need for regulation. And of course, we cannot really control yung mga mag-rant sa social media about the confiscate phone nila and so on. No? But I think nowadays, hindi na siya ganun after 9 years of being in Pisay, parang hindi na siya ganun ka-sounding yung rant ng mga bata because they understand and there are already like boundaries. May compromise. Meron kayong places where you can play games or whatnot, no, kapag wala naman na kayong klase and all, to relax, for mental health also. But there are also times and places wherein you cannot, no? So I think the key there is compromise.
Compromise
no?
and balance of
Complete
everything.
Yes.
Hindi naman totally no, pero hindi naman pwedeng abusuhin din na dahil pinapayagan kayo, wala, sige kunin nyo na, gamitin nyo na and everything. So, ayan. So, meron din po dito na speaking of post nga po, no, may mga student na gustong mag-post ng class activities or group projects sa social media tulad ng a day in a life of a Pisay student. Okay lang ba yun sa inyong policy po or parang how strict are you when posting social media and paano nyo yun na-i-implement?
During my training with the teachers po noong 2021, yung naglabas kayo ng parang sample policy on how to conduct classes online and online submissions, I relayed with the teachers, with the staff, the school, that we should avoid making students submit their outputs online, no, especially Facebook, no, and they saw naman the rationale for it, no. Of course, ang lagi nating ini-emphasize is protection of the rights of the minors, no, the innocent students. And so far, I'm happy na wala naman masyadong ganong practice with us. Especially we have LMS, so what's the need for like posting those on Facebook? But pero medyo guilty ako nung hindi ko pa alam yung data privacy. Like for example, you post your sonnet on Facebook and you let people comment on it. And I later on realized na hindi pala maganda kasi nasa subject to bashing yung bata. So it's not helping the mental health of the students, no. So may mga ganun pala talagang kailangan considerations when we sa mga assessments of the teachers, no. So Another thing is we have data privacy notice already na pinipirmahan ng mga parents upon enrollment. So, nakalagay dun sa mahabang listahan na yon kailan lang kami nagpa-process ng personal information ng mga bata, when it's allowed, when it's not, when it's official, when it's not. So, kapag beyond doon, alam na ng mga parents, ng mga students na hindi na legal yung ginagawa ng teachers. So, medyo napaprotektahan naman natin lahat ng activities sa school by stipulating all those dun sa mahabang privacy notice. And kapag merong kaming nadidiscover na, hindi yan nakasama sa privacy notice, nire-revise po namin yan
yung
yearly.
privacy notice.
So, na-update siya.
And also your consent.
Kasi nag-iiba din talaga yung mga
Oo,
situations.
totoo.
Naku, patay, wala yan sa privacy notice natin. So, ilagay natin next school year para safe na siya.
So, isisingit ko lang po, no? Kasi, nung panahon po natin, pinopost yung mga grades, yung mga top 10s, yung mga outstanding students sa bulletin. Ginagawa niyo pa rin po ba yan?
Thankfully, actually, even before we knew about data privacy, it's in our culture not to. Hindi siya ganun ka, like, yung, wala to begin with, wala kasi kaming top 10. No? So, nalalaman lang nila yung directors lister sila at the end of the year kung consistent. Or every quarter meron silang, tama, hindi na kami nagbibigay ng certificate per quarter So you have to be really consistent para makuha mo yung much coveted na certificate at yung
So
bina-consistent.
at the end na po talaga.
Para to give them chance to make bawi, no, later on. No? So, medyo, ang maganda sa school namin is though it's like it's housing the cream of the crop of the country. Hindi namin ine-emphasize masyado yung honors kasi we wouldn't want them to grow na grade conscious parate. No? So, there's always emphasis on kaya mo pang mag-improve, kaya mo pang mag-grow, kaya mo pang hindi yan ang nagtatapos sa first quarter ang buhay mo. So, but of course, yung mga affirmation.
Sila sa huli na, or that it's supposed to be
pero
the
alam naman nila yon actually.
Oo.
No? Pero hindi, dahil isa sensitive information, we emphasize na, by the way, ngayon sa mga trainings namin na it's a sensitive information. So, either you or your parents should not be posting these things online because they say something about where you study. And if you're a high-profile student or person, like your parents are celebrities, for example, they might track where you come from or who you are just by simply posting your certificate or your grades.
Security
No?
din.
So nowadays po, ini-emphasize na namin sa mga magulang na uma-attendan ng mga orientation na please lang po, no? Even if you're so proud of your students, of your children, sana po is at least man lang iburahin yung mga pirma and all that. No? But hindi, ang atake po namin sa Pisay is we don't tell them na bawal. No, you just have to think of the 3 questions. Even the teachers, kung magpa-post sila ng mga pictures ng mga bata online dahil proud na proud sila sa field trip nila or retreat or palangka night nila, 3 things, no? Yung transparent ba kayo? Do they know that you're gonna be posting those things? Is it legitimate? Is it part of your job to really do this? And number 3 is it enough or is it proportional? Is it enough to get those information or it's too much? So parating yung mga reminders ko, ganun parating yung atake na you have to think of 3 reflection questions. Hindi yung bawal yan. So more on
kung okay na ba
nasa
mangyayari
decision
sa inyo.
mo. Yeah. Kasi baka naman talaga may rationale, no? Baka naman talagang kailangan or baka man mamatay sila pag hindi nila pinost yun. But yung kating-kati sila, no?
Pero kasi
so, may mga questions talaga na you really have to think about talaga bang kailangan. Yeah.
Kasi, kultura din po natin kasi ma-share ng mga information online. And natatandaan ko, there was, I think this was way back, pre-pandemic pa to, na may nagreklamo kasi pinost yung list ng top 10. And the student was a consistent top 1, but during that time, top 2 siya. So, ayaw niyang malaman or ayaw niyang i-post. So, nangyayari pala yung mga ganon. So, okay na din na hindi siya pinopost lalo na yung grade kasi nga it's sensitive personal information. It can actually ng discrimination.
That's right. Opo.
Ayun, lalo
away
ng mga
pa ng
grades.
mga bata.
Away pa ng mga bata.
I remember when I was younger, talagang pinag-aawayan ng honors.
Ay, totoo po yun.
Diba? Lalo kung competitive ka.
Totoo.
Talagang pisikalang away, no? Kapag ganyan. So, wala naman sa amin.
Wag naman sana yung pisikalang
Yeah.
away. Pero, alam ko
na
yung
lang,
mga
we know
ganong,
better now.
Talaga na merong Diyos ko, ang tanda na po pala. May mga paksyon-paksyon sa school
Exactly.
kasi ito, grupo na valedictorian, ito, grupo na salutatorian. So, wag na po sana yung mangyari
Mas
yun.
conscious na tayo
Because
na
of
yung
the grades.
affirmations naman ay pwede namang gawin. I mean, it doesn't have to be posted. But mas genuine yung affirmation na galing mismo sa teachers. No? At yung affirmation is not because you achieved something great, no? But even in like achieving simple milestones, like nakapagpasa ka ng hindi ka late mag-submit, yung mga ganang maliliit na joys ng mga students ang ini-emphasize natin.
Again, hindi naman bawal mag-post, pero yun yung reflection nga yung sinasabi niyo, ma'am. That's a good strategy of ipopost ko ba to or hindi ko ba to ipopost. Yeah. So, may next question po tayo dito. Parents naman, kapag may parent na nag-approach po sa inyo, ano po yung practical na concern nila? Like sharing of grades sa group chat, posting of class photos online or platforms. How do you engage with the parents, no?
Same thing din po, no, kasi nagkaroon kami ng isang case ng na-disclose yung mga hindi dapat i-disclose. Marami yung naapektuhan na personal information regarding parents and students, no, even other people in the community. So, because of that, ang naging remediation namin dyan is to have a privacy training for once, no, para sa parents. So, we also collaborated with NPC on that, no. So, naging successful naman, though hindi maraming parents kasi dumating, no. So, but it's a good start na at least even parents are reminded, no, how to be also conscious or wise, no, in sharing personal information of their innocent children. So after that, though hindi na namin kayang ituloy yon kasi minsan hindi sila nakakarating talaga sa orientation, doon namin with the students, nandun din sila, pero hindi rin marami, no. So I think more on reminders pa rin online sa mga campaigns namin. Unti-unti naman nababawa. Wala naman so far actually. Wala naman kami masyadong concerns with parents. And even students, isa sa data breach reports namin na 1 to 15, wala doon masyado ang students. Konti lang din ang parents doon, no? So, I think nagiging successful naman yung campaign namin in that sense kasi mas aware na sila ngayon sa mga boundaries nila.
So, naging successful po ba yung ating partnership last 2023 doon sa Caravan and also mga previews natin? Paano nyo nakita yung effect nun sa ating mga students?
Unfortunately, hindi lang namin na-measure, no? Kasi wala yata kami nung kayo yung may evaluation, pero wala sa amin yung results, no? But I think ang nakakatuwang striking instance na na-realize ko, okay, it's working. Meron na kaming student na nagrereklamo na, ma'am, tama ba itong ginagawa ni sir? Kasi yung kanyang form, parang too much yung hinihingi. Parang napapraning na po ako.
So, may ganun na po.
Nakakatuwa kasi nag-critical thinking na siya na,
so,
even imagine teacher mo, hindi mo na siya pinaniniwalaan.
Huwag naman
I don't know if it's good or bad, pero at least nag-iisip na siya.
Na it's
may
not just
consciousness.
Accepting kung anong meron.
Yes. So, true enough, no, medyo may mali nga dun sa proseso. Na-action na namin kaagad, no, because of that.
Too much collection of, too much information was being collected.
Yes. Or in-explain naman sa BAT, I don't know kung paano in-explain ng teacher, kung paano siya napakalma, no, but yun yung thing sa akin na nakakapagsabi sa akin na okay, it's working already because the students are more conscious now of protecting their rights. But I'm not quite sure lang yung data namin with minsan may cyberbullying, may voyeurism, yung mga gano'n, no? So, that's another story, no? Hindi natin alam ko, sa pagkakaalam ko kasi mas maraming kaso ngayon because of taking pictures and sending them to, especially mga inappropriate ones.
Kasi
no?
mga screenshots,
very common ngayon sa mga bata, no? So, that's one thing na, of course, continues to be a challenge. Yun po.
Ayan. So, ma'am, maraming salamat po for giving us time. So, sana po makapagbigay din kayo ng message sa ating mga other schools, other DPOs or COPs ng other institution and also sa students and parents.
So, reminders lang po, no, sa lahat ng students, sa lahat ng mga magulang. I know we're very proud of our achievements sa school. I know we're very proud of our nice costumes kapag may mga plays. But of course, we have to be conscious of 3 things parate. And lagi ito sinasabi sa atin ng National Privacy Commission na before we press send or or post something or IG story mo or FB story, 3 questions. Number 1 is alam ba ng mga taong involved, lalo ng mga minors, kasi pag minors kailangan ng consent ng parents din nila. No, so kung 100 yung students na yan, 100 na parents din ang kailangan may explicit consent, no? So yung transparency, kailangan alam ng lahat ng involved kung para saan yung collection of data. Number 2 is kailangan ay legal siya, no? Nasa mandato ng iyong function as a teacher, as a magulang, mandated ka ng law na gawin yon, no? Karapatan mong gawin yon. At nasa trabaho mo siya. And pangatlo is, of course, hindi sobra-sobra yung pagkokolekta ng information. Kung halimbawa, isang tao lang naman ang kailangang picturean, hindi mo kailangang picturean ng isang buong room or isang buong crowd, no, para sa purpose mo, no. So maganda na mag-reflect dun sa 3 questions muna, no, bago marami tayong maapektuhang tao, no, just because of one simple thing na gusto nating makuha or objective, no. And yun nga po, be very careful din sa posting kasi we are not very aware that the things that we post say something about ourselves, our identity, saan tayo nakatira, saan tayo nag-aaral, sino ang teachers natin, ano ang ating daily rota, no, kapag umaalis, lalo kapag pinipin natin kung nasan tayo, saan tayo madalas nag-hangout, hindi natin na-realize, fun siya sa umpisa, but they say something about our daily life, na pwedeng i-take advantage ng mga masasamang loob, no, and we don't want that to happen to innocent children, no? So, sana po ay mas maging conscious tayo sa mga pinopost natin at sinishare natin sa ibang tao.
Ayan. Maraming salamat po, ma'am. And to know more about the National Privacy Commission, our programs and activities, you may visit our website at privacy.gov.ph. Also, please like us on Facebook at National Privacy Commission. Follow us on Instagram and X at PrivacyPH. At kung meron naman po kayong mga gustong i-share na kwento or tanong related sa data privacy, you may send us an email via spotlight@privacy.gov.ph. Kita-kits po tayo sa next episode ng
Privacy in the Spotlight.